Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today. I just got started and I'm going to color in some things that I've already been working on in here, and I'm going to start a new drawing within this infinite zoom drawing. So just show folks what's going on here. This is an infinite zoom drawing. The focus of this drawing is what people have worn across the years. So I guess we could call it the history of clothing or fashion. I think those things are kind of an interchangeable. So I'll give you the tour when I get all the way back out to the original drawing. And that original drawing is here. And it's in the Neolithic period where I started with like basic clothing. This is the basic clothing in the Neolithic period. This person with dark skin and blue eyes was common in Europe in the Neolithic period. And some of those genetics have stayed with us. And then we move into the Iron Age. This is a Minoan woman, super colorful skirt in that period. Lots of Bronze Age, I'm sorry, the Bronze Age. Lots of jewelry and metalwork. This woman would normally have been bare-breasted, but because I'm family friendly on my channel, she's not. But if you look at historical statues and jewelry. So moving in to her eye, we move to the Egyptian period, which I actually believe was extremely colorful. And so that's how I've depicted my Egyptian character here. And if you look closely at what she's holding is a crystal ball, and that moves us into the era of Greece, Greek pottery. And this is Horus, a god, a Greek god. And if we look deeply into his eye, we're going to move into a period of Celtic art. But actually, this Celtic art is about a Nordic goddess, Freya. But if you look at a lot of what was going on in Norway and in Ireland and England, the area of the Celts, there's a lot of similar knotwork and carving. And so that's what I kind of combined those two. And then if you look deeper here, we're going to go across the ocean to the Mayan world, and then cross the ocean again to the Tang Dynasty, where women rode horses and not side saddle back in the day. And then the next thing I'm going to work on that I haven't done anything with here is the sari from the Gandhara region, 1st century, Common Era. And I've just roughly penciled this one out, but I haven't gone anywhere with it. It's going to be, I watched YouTube videos on a sari, on how to put on a sari. And a sari is like 3 yards of cloth that looks like it's about, oh, I don't know, about 30 inches wide. And it just wraps around and around, and it's gathered and pleated, but it's just a big, giant rectangular piece of cloth that wraps around and over the top of other clothing. So I learned something today. I've seen saris on people and I've seen sari fabric, but I had no idea how a sari actually worked. Okay, what I'm working on right now is to kind of fill in this part of the drawing and make sure I'm on the right layer. So this program is quite simple. It has layers. Yeah, I'm on the background layer. It has layers. It has very, very simple paintbrushes, simple eraser, and that's about it. It doesn't have a whole lot more than that. You can add a picture. What it has is this amazing capability to continue to zoom and zoom and zoom and zoom. So now I'm going to blend this in. I'm going to check my comments. Alberto, ciao mi salute, saluti. So I think that's a greeting. Hello. Thank you. Hi. Hi, Maxine. Thank you. I'll try and check the comments again in every few minutes or so. Sometimes I get a little lost in my drawing and I forget to check the comments, but I'll do my best. Okay, so this looks like just a layer on top of another layer here, and I'm gonna show you the blending in a minute. And the way I'll do that is just pull these other colors and then pull them down. Notice how the dots change as I move in and out, the size. It's one of the kind of odd things about this program. Just kind of want to get this roughed in. I'm not totally happy with how this looks, but it's probably going to become an underlayer for something else. So I'm just going to keep going just to kind of create an even feeling. Okay, from afar, it looks okay. It's when you get up close, you're like, what? A bunch of dots. So something I'll come back and work on later. Another thing I want to work on here is this tree. So I looked at some old ink, sort of historical ink drawings from the Tang Dynasty era. And the trees had this curling quality to them that I'm trying to work out here. this down a little bit farther, I might see comments when they're coming in. Hi there, if you just joined me. I'm working on an infinite zoom drawing. This is the Tang Dynasty portion of the infinite zoom. And infinite zoom has this wonderful quality of zooming in and out forever. And I'm going to go back to where I was just finished drawing in just a second. After I get to the start of the drawing, which is coming right up, right here. Back to that Neolithic period. Last painted. There we go, right back. Like that one. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Awful nice of folks. If you haven't done a zoom drawing before, there's a few tools I could show you really quick. This is all one drawing that we just keep zooming out, or, which I've shown this to folks already, or you can use the bookmarks. You can set up bookmarks, and I can go to starting with the Neolithic, and then I can go to Minoan or the Mayan dignitary, which I skipped by. I don't have a couple in there like Egypt. Oh no, there's Egypt, the Bronze Age, and the Tang Dynasty is where I'm working. I'm going to go out here in a minute and work on this one and start coloring this whole thing in. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate folks coming by and watching. I try and do one live a week. I have a little trouble actually, scheduling them on at a certain time. I tend to be a little bit freer than that on the weekends with my own schedule, so it's hard to commit. This is my part-time gig. I'm just doing it on the weekends. I'm not making any money at this, by the way, so a follow or a like would help the algorithm. recognize that I'm here. It's a funny thing, algorithms. Okay, so those branches get a little bit lost when we move away. I'm tempted to go back in. I mean, the tree is showing up because I'm showing the glow of the moon. So I'm tempted to go back in here and go with a small. Oh, that's kind of cool because I think I somehow ended up on a layer. I just want to go on this layer right here. So I'm going to layer right below the brown layer. So the thing about this program is there's no shortcuts. You can't copy and paste, you can't duplicate, you can't lasso and color things in quickly. There's no magic at all with this particular program. Now suddenly I am not behind. So I think my branches ended up on a couple different layers. That's okay. I'm not going to fret about it. Yeah, now I'm on top of the branches rather than below the branches. So let me go down one more layer. I'm not going to erase any of these layers, so I can kind of go around them pretty easily. Let's see here. That one is still. So I must have been all the way, I was on the background layer. Yeah, that was a mistake. Okay. Well, I'm not going to worry about it. Like I said, I'm just going to keep going. So these will be just a little more obvious. Let's see if I was on the background layer here. I was on the background layer. Oh, I don't like that one. So what I mean about that, I was with the brown, I was on the background layer. So now everything I draw is going on top of these small branches that I just quickly did while you were may or may not have been watching me. Those are on the background layer. This tree is on a foreground layer, so you notice I can go behind it and nothing shows. But these branches are not on the same layer. I do like how the branches are showing up with a little bit of white on them now, so I'm going to keep going. So it's just a little glimmers of moonlight, is what I'm thinking, just reflecting on the branches here and there. I think I finally came upon what the answer is going to be. I have to delineate. What is delineate? Is that the word? I want to break the lines of these circles and make them more like clusters. I think they become much more believable if they're just clusters. So that's going to be a time-consuming task. Let me tell you something about this particular program. Not only is it got this super cool infinite zoom thing, but I can turn on a movie and I can say, okay, I'm going to decide to make that entire beach look more natural by doing what I did right here. And I can turn on a movie and just do dots. I don't have to think about it. You know, it's just, so it's a great program. I notice I have quite a few more people on here, so I want to give you the tour really quick. Thanks for anybody who's seen the tour before for bearing with me. So what I haven't drawn yet is the next layer, which is going to be a woman wearing a sari from the Gandhari region, 1st century Common Era, and I've just sketched it out. So that's like the last thing I've designed, which is just roughed. So let me move out here. This is a woman riding horseback from the Tang Dynasty, and then we have a Mayan dignitary across the globe. And then we move out to a scene with a Nordic tale done in a Celtic style. And then we move out to the eye of Horus, who is an Egyptian, no, I'm sorry, yes, an Egyptian god. And this is sort of the pottery in this crystal ball. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Horus is a Greek god in the pottery of that era, inside of a crystal ball held by an Egyptian woman. I want to just stop here for a second and show you how I drew this hair. I looked at a lot of historical Egyptian photos online of art and just any remnants left from the world of art or architecture that depicted people from Egypt. And I'm just going to tell you, they had froze. If you look at how the hair is done and you look at some of the details with the lines, they were afros. So that's where I went with that one. And before that, we have the Minoan period done in a very, actually compared to historical imagery from the Minoan period. It's very conservative the way I drew that. And then out to the origin of the drawing, which is the Neolithic period, where a person would wear leather clothing they've skinned from animals and tied together with string leather straps. So we can go through this a different way too. I can go back to Egypt. I can go to the Bronze Age Minoan, the Mayan dignitary. Oh, back to the Minoan, the Tang Dynasty. The start was the Neolithic, and then I can go to the last painted, which was here, where I'm coloring this in. And I might move out from here. I haven't decided how I'm going to do the Mayan dignitary with color, but I know a few things I'm going to do for this one. So I think I'm going to go in here and work on doing some color here. So we're going to look at what layer The black and white is here on layer 4. So I have really 3 layers that I can play with. The background layer is truly for the background. And then I think I'm going to work on layer 5 and 6. I'll start with 5. I'm going to go with a green for the dragon. Nice and bright. It's going behind the black, which is what I want. I'm also going to use some yellow. Yeah, I'm going to go with a kind of a greeny yellow. Appreciate all the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. I'm so thankful when people stop by to watch me draw. I try not to talk the whole time too, because sometimes it's fun just to watch someone draw. So I think I want a little yellow on the teeth. A little. Some more than others. looking to see if I've got, oops. I do have some white left. So we're just going to stay focused on here because I want to show you how I'm going to layer the colors. So go to the, where am I going to go? Layer 6 back here. I'm going to go behind those colors with a darker green, grayish. A little bit too much of a contrast. Let's make that a little grayer. Much better. Thanks for stopping by, hanging with me. Appreciate it. I'm going to keep going for a while. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the program. It is an infinite zoom program, and I'm just coloring today, coloring in. But this program has a lot of fun stuff. Where you can zoom out and out and out, or in and in and in, depending on where you are in your drawing. This is about a fashion or clothing history across time and the planet. And I'm just going to go back to where I last painted and pick up where I left off. I see a little bit of an error right there on my black layer. Oops. I actually think those earrings are coming in too high on her ears, man. This is going to be it's going to be a big deal to change that. But I'm going to change it because it's making me crazy every time I go to her ears. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the black layer, and I'm going to erase how those earrings come in right there. I want them to come from here. Whoopsie, wrong color. Black. I want them to come from here. That'll work. Okay. This is bothering me too. Let's fix the braid. Yay! Fixed it. Now I've got to fix the other one, but I won't do that right now. We'll go on with the coloring of, whoops, wrong color. Thanks for stopping by. I'm working on an infinite zoom today, and the theme is clothing through time or fashion. What's really cool about this program, even though I don't have any of the normal quick art tools that you have with digital, it's more like coloring with a magic marker. What's really cool about this program is that it is an infinite zoom program where you can zoom in and out endlessly. And it makes it interesting to, it's like a puzzle when you're drawing. I'm going to go to the last place I painted, which is right here, working on the Celtic dragon. Actually, it's a Nordic myth with a Celtic style, just to be clear. folks. Thanks for joining. Would love to have new subscribers. That way you can catch me every once in a while when I draw. I'm on here about once a week, drawing live. Sometimes work interferes and I can't, but when I'm in town, I usually will draw on the weekends or in the evening. I have a lot of lessons on my channel that have to do with digital drawing, Adobe Fresco. This program is Infinite Zoom Art. There's a few different Zoom programs out there. Let me see if I can just make sure I put the right name on here. Zoom Art, it's called. And the logo is the squiggly, it's like I can't make it larger, sorry. I have a few videos about this, and of how to use it, and usually you can find right on there the name of it. They've changed their name a few times. I'm not trying to be cryptic. It's just that since they've changed their name, it's hard for me to remember exactly how to find it when you go on to your app search. I'll show you the logo again. Let me do that since I'm talking about it. Zoom Art is what it's called here. When you go to the App Store, look for this. Let's see if I can. I'm going to have to do it a different way. Hold on. What I'm going to have to do is zoom in like this and then show you the logo right here. It's all those squiggly lines together. And I think, like, if I were to show you if I went to the App Store right now, it would be hard to find it just based on what I said. Because they used to be called Endless Canvas, but they've changed their name to Zoom Art. I wonder if they have it. Oops. Cancel that. Let me go back to my drawing. Let me go to questions, frequently asked questions. Troubleshooting, do they tell us where to go? Getting started, do they have a welcome? Zoom Art, they're calling it Zoom Art nowadays. There are very similar programs that work with, I believe this one works with Android too, because it doesn't, my Apple Pencil doesn't do the pressure sensitivity on this program, and I think it's because it's set up for an Android stylus. But it's okay. They have such a good eraser and other qualities that I put up with the fact that I don't get that nice stylus pressure. I sure wish they would improve that though and fix it for people who are Apple users. So I'm going to change the color. This arc is going to be some other color. I haven't quite decided what though. I think I should go with a blue dress with maybe some green accents because it complements her hair and it contrasts with the dragon. And the dragon, I'm going to put a lot, oops. I'm going to put a lot more detail in his scales. For instance, I'm going to choose that color right there. I'm going to go to, I guess I'll stay on this layer, and I'll just start drawing right like that. I'm going to have to come back. I'm going to have to work back and forth between the dark and the light green, obviously. Hmm. No, this is not working. Now it's working. There we go. Steak. Steak, are you still there? Just saying hi. Sorry, I didn't notice the comment come up. Wish my comments would pop up down here, but they pop up here on my phone. And it's above my eyesight a little bit, so I have to pop up and check them. So sorry I missed your comment, Steak. I think I do remember, because it's very weird to have a name Steak, honestly. But thanks for stopping by. I always appreciate people stopping by, trying to grow my channel a little bit. I come on here every day, or not every day, goodness no, every week, and I draw. Let my pencil charge up a little bit there. It's getting a little bit low. And I'll show you what this program does. It's an infinite zoom. And I have a few things planned, and a few things I've drawn, and a few things that are unfinished. But it's all part of the same drawing. So here is, it's about clothing, art history, that kind of thing, fashion history. This is a Mayan dignitary, and this is when we zoom in here, this is a horseback rider, a woman horseback rider from the Tang Dynasty. And we'll go ahead and sneak into the eye here where I've got my next drawing planned. This is going to be, I've got my notes out here, a woman wearing a sari from the Gandhara region about the 1st century. And so I'm going to go to the origin of this drawing, which is way over here. And those are all my notes. And then this is where the drawing that I keep sharing starts, in the Neolithic period, with a woman wearing typical clothing. Skin and eye color were common in Europe. Dark skin with blue eyes was common in the Neolithic period, but it's not as common anymore. And then we move into the Iron Age of the Minoan period. And beyond that, we go to Egypt, where I believe it was quite colorful. And then on to Greece, based on this part of the drawings based on old Grecian pottery. And we go into the eye of Horus, who was an Egyptian, Greek god. And then to actually a Nordic myth about Freya, a goddess, done in a Celtic style, because those two cultures were fairly close on the earth, and there was trade back and forth, and raids back and forth. And so the art is very similar in a lot of the artifacts left behind. And then we go across the water, across the globe, to the Mayan culture, and then to the Tang Dynasty, and then to my last idea here, which was going to be in Egypt. So I'm going to go to use my bookmarks here, and I'm going to go to the last painted, which I was working on the dragon's tail in this little Nordic image. I would. Okay, well, Stick, I'm so glad you said hi. Sorry I missed you. Just saying hi back to you. I think I'm going to say goodbye for the day, because I could show you a couple other things before I go. I'll go to the home here and see. Do you remember there was a Nathan Apollo did a series on eye colors, And so I started, I think, with the green eye color, and that spurred me on to do this painting. And I think it ends there at "Hello, you amazing person." And since I worked on this drawing, I've grown way more patient with this type of program. And I realized that when you start working on a drawing like this, let's go here to, let me find another one. When you start working on a drawing like this, you're going to be here for a long time. Like maybe a few weeks, maybe a year. Like I know some infinite Zoom drawers will work on a drawing for a year. And it's because you don't know when to stop. This one, I've told this story on my other podcasts, or not podcasts, my other videos. But this one started out as a fashion drawing. That's where I started. But I was listening to a podcast by Warwick Schiller, and he was talking to someone about the nature of consciousness and brains and all sorts of things, esoteric and interesting to me. And so it became this drawing instead. As I was listening to him, it became this sort of metaphor of you are the key to your own universe. And then you'll find your inner spirit and go deeper where things blossom and are born out of the mystery that is beyond us. And let me see if I have any more on this program. Oh yeah, I've got, I think I've got blue eyes here. See if I can remember how to go into these drawings. This was blue eyes. This was, again, an illustration for Nathan Apollo. And somewhere in here, oh yeah, I go in on the wave to a little house where we find a little kitty. We look deep in that kitty's eyes and we find out the message at the end, which is you are amazing, because that's pretty much what he says in every single one of his little, they're kind of like a performance art poem to music. You know, I guess he's a musician, and each of them, he does he does gray, he does black, brown, green, blue. He does all the eye colors. You can find him on YouTube. They're really sweet. And you can find my videos on eye colors there too. Here's the one I did on brown eyes. And I did this city with a young man playing basketball. And you go in to find a seed or a little plant growing out of the earth. This all has to do with the poem. And it seems to me, there we go, topaz was one of the things he talks about, and the color of coffee and autumn leaves. Brown eyes are beautiful. His poetry on all of those eye colors just made it, I loved it. It just made me keep going. And then I've been toying with doing a ABC book where, and I think I am going to do this, where we have the alphabet. And so each of these drawings will be a page in the book, but then also you'll be able to watch a video where I zoom in on each letter that goes to the next letter. I love the bear hanging off from the little twig. And then where do we go for the bear? Is it here? Where do we go? The eye? We go in the eye. We zoom in to the cactuses, the sea with an alarm clock, and the little kitty. And we further zoom in. And I think that's where I ended. Next is going to be D. So let's go back out here, see what else do we have with this program. This one I've just started. This one is actually going to be the farm where I grew up. The house looked like this, but it's too big. I have to move the house, so all my notes are on here. But you can zoom into and get little details, like there's a girl. That would be me when I was a kid sitting on the fence. I'm gonna have to darken some of those lines up. They're not reading very well. This one's gonna take me a long time. I haven't gotten anywhere on that one. It's just, I just started it. So what else do we have here? I think I've gone through all of these. Yep, so this is the one I've been working on today. So thanks everybody for hanging with me for as long as you did. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you enjoy watching me draw on Infinite Zoom, Zoom art, that is. If you would like to hit the subscribe button, you'll be able to see the end of some of these drawings and the videos that I make from them. I'm trying, actually, today, I'm really making an effort to up my subscriptions. I'm getting close. I've got like 885 or something like that. I need 1,000 subscribers. And I need 3,000 watch hours, and then I think I can start selling my books in the comments. I just have one children's book I'm selling right now, that I illustrated. I wrote and illustrated. It's an award-winning little book about a little girl and some ravens. And so I'm looking for subscribers. And I'm looking for folks to check out my channel, watch some videos. I try and put on mostly videos that people can learn from. I publish all my lives. Like after you're done with a live, you can end it and just make it private and no one will ever see it again. And I imagine if you do something really embarrassing on a live, you might want to do that. But so far, I'm doing okay on my lives and my live stream videos, and I like to share them. So you can find all of my old lives. I think just about every single one is on there. And they tend to be, sometimes they're very instructive, and other times I'm just drawing for hours on end. And I'm not necessarily saying anything. So you're welcome to go into my channel, look through my lives. I've got a bunch of shorts. And the way that I started is on a different YouTube channel. It's sort of like, I call it my closet. I just liked making videos. I didn't care who saw them. I had no intention to do anything more with the videos than what I was doing already. I said that wrong. I didn't have any intention. I didn't care who saw them. I just knew that I could store videos on YouTube cheaply. You know, I didn't have to worry about having memory on my computer, clogging up my photos. It was, when I started doing videos, was so long ago. It was sort of back when people were using a lot of memory sticks or exterior drives. You didn't have much memory on your phone. And so, and I was just fiddling around with it. It was a hobby. But now that I'm moving towards retirement, I'm like, I really love making drawings and videos and making art. And I'm not quite there yet, but eventually I think I'm going to be doing it full time when I retire from my day job, which is a design management job. But for now, so you'll find my videos in my shorts on this channel. My art videos, I should say, my artistic videos. You'll find how to make art in the video section on my channel. So the shorts are going to contain my art videos, and the video section contains my instructional videos. And then there's the live section. So I really appreciate that people have all joined here today. I hate to take off when I see a bunch of people have just joined on. So I might just go out here and give you a little tour of some of my fresco videos here at the end. This is Zoom art, and we'll go out to the beginning, the Neolithic period of clothing, and then I will go over to fresco. And I'll show you a couple things I've done on fresco. I think what I want to show you is some of the animated. I think this is the animated axolotl that I did. Let me see if I play it. Yeah, there you go. You can see he's moving and the bubbles are going by. So this is a really simple art program. It's Adobe Fresco. This is an iPad and an Apple Pencil. And this has a lot more powerful tools than the Zoom art that I was showing you earlier. But it also has, this one is a little harder to learn, but it has a very simple animation tool that most people can learn how to use without going to art school. So I love it for that reason. It's accessible for people, and you can do little animations like this. Let me show you a couple others that I've got. I need to get out of here. And I will show you, I think this one is animated. Let's find out. Play all. Oh, it's not animated. Okay. It used to be. The star used to pause. The star used to spin. Oh, maybe I turned it off. Let me go back in there really quick. Let me see if I've got a layer turned off. Nope, this might be a copy. Your files. Here's one. Let's see if this one, sometimes I turn off the animations when I go to do a still. I kind of like this one. It's a gargoyle in the rain doing his job. Let me show you another one. Let's see here. I don't know if this one is animated. This might, oh, this is probably not animated. This is just, let me cancel that. Here we go. This one is animated. I did this during the Christmas season, and it was because I started looking at angels to draw for the holiday season last year, and then I got into all this crazy stuff about angels. And there's one that is it's a type of angel. The name, hopefully the name will come to me. Let me see if it is working. It's kind of working. It looks like some of the eyes are not moving right now. It's a particular kind of angel, and it was a guardian type of a angel. It was watching out in the whole universe. Let's see if this one works. Thanks for bearing with me while I open all these files. They're on the cloud. Takes them a little bit longer to download. That one's taking quite a while. If it doesn't do it in the next 15 seconds, let me plug this in. There we go. So that was just sort of an abstract with gears that I wanted to play around with. And this one was, there was this trend happening a long time ago where one person would stand with another person, and to the beat of a song, they would go like this over their eyes. This is going to take just a second. Thanks for hanging with me. I'm looking for subscribers today. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I've gotten quite a ways. I'm up around 885, but it would be so awesome to have some new folks following me. I draw about once a week. I try and be instructional in my videos. I make art videos for fun. That's what these are. I don't know if this is, let's see if it works. Oh, it doesn't. I think I turned some of these off. Let me try it again. This one maybe is the one that's play all. This is a copy. Sorry, that one is not actually working either. I'll go back up here to more recent. This is one that I really enjoyed making. And I have a video that's just about how to make a bird's wings flap. So if that's something you want to do with your drawing, or you're just curious, just go in there and search for it. And I think this is the actual video where I did that. I think this is the video where I think I teach people how to make a bird fly around like that. It's not as hard as you would think. Again, this one I think was just for fun because I like gears. And it was an art video, ideation to creation, thoughts made manifest was the gist of that one. You're really getting an overview of my art. Let me check the comments. Okay. Let's check this one. I think I actually did this one live. And it's kind of a fashionista in a garden. This one may or may not be animated. Let's see. Play all. It is animated. Oh, and she winks and blinks. Okay, let me take you in there. This is a whole thing that is so fun to do. It's pretty simple. You just have to be methodical in how you create each frame. But then once you have, it's really just an open eye, a closed eye, and then where you just do one open, close, and it's a wink. And then I think I moved her eyes from side to side too. There we go, where she's looking down and then looking up. I had so much fun making this drawing. I just did. And this is actually, I turned this into a painting. Let me see. And I'm going to sell it in a show, an upcoming show that I haven't scheduled yet. But this is the actual painting on canvas. I printed my drawing, my painting that I do digitally here. I can turn that into a JPEG, a high quality JPEG, and print it using Canva. And I also have that on my channel. So if you want to learn how to turn digital drawings into an art show that you can have at your local gallery or coffee shop, if they allow you to, whoops, pause. Let me go back here and see what else I can show you. I don't know if this one is animated. No, this is, I think I did have one like this animated, but that's not it. And this one, we can look and see if it's animated. This is just a flower that I turned into a painting. Again, is going to be in my art show. I think it's going to go crazy if I hit the play all. Let's see. Oh, it's not too bad. It's kind of a growing. So these are my little art videos. And I put them to music. Sometimes I have a message I want to give, and having a moving background is useful when you want to say something. This one's going to surprise me. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's just a background. It looks like I stopped working on it. Let's see if this one might be animated with a wind. Yeah. The wind is blowing her hair around, and there's some little natural debris flying through the air. I really want to show you I did a drawing with a chicken. Let me see if I can find it. It'll probably take a while to load if I do finally find it. Where's the chicken? Oh, there's a cat. Let's see if this one works. Oh, cancel. That's gonna, no, maybe it'll go okay. Thanks for hanging with me through these ones that are a little bit slower to open. Okay, so this one has some flowers moving, some mist going by, and some rain falling. Again, all done with the Adobe Fresco animation tool. It's pretty simple. I've got a lot of videos showing how to do it. I think I have a video how to make it rain I definitely have one that shows how to blink. Here's the, so take a minute. Here's the Chicken Love. It'll only take a second more, I think, I hope. There we go. And, uh-oh. This must be a copy. This one doesn't have the, it used to be that all the flowers spun, but there's no animation going on here on these. Oh, so I have this drawing in here that I did on October 29th, 2024. So not quite a year ago. And I'm not going to say it went viral. It was a live drawing. But it went pretty crazy. Like I got a lot of people watching me on that one. Not this one, but one that I did around this time. And this is one was my first animated using this program. And all I did was fly the birds around in the background. So I've got more, but they're kind of slow to load. So I would really encourage you to check out my channel. I teach everybody how to do all of everything that I learn. I teach people to do. I went to art school years ago. And so the principles, I got the principles basically from art school of color and form, line, all of that. But as far as these programs go and how to do it digitally, that's a whole exploratory thing that is ever changing. I'm going to hit play all and I'm going to watch this drawing fall apart. Oh, again, it's okay. I thought it would fall apart. That's not bad. Okay, pause. And this drawing, I believe I did this drawing live too, just recently. I haven't animated this drawing yet, and maybe I'll do that on a live, on my next live, and maybe I'll come back and do a little bit of animation. So if you want to see that, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you again, and you'll be able to find me animating this video. I want to thank everybody for stopping by today, and I really appreciate you all. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.